Eh. She make a bad man fit done. She no care for pocket. She know that my son them for up come first. They can't live a day without you. Rump and jump and sound over some. She be waiting in the end zone for touchdown for come. Whenever I touch down in the cash if it come. She running hug and love me and she kiss with shit tongue. We never grow old. Our love is forever young. You picked me up when I was down.
Thank you for joining us in this session. In this season of Summer Sit Downs, which is pretty much a bunch of us creatives critiquing films and TV shows of all genres. I'm excited that I have my homegirls here, Ro and Jessica, and they already know the rundown. We will each have 2 uninterrupted minutes to vent, share, cuss out our input on the selected films and shows. And because we are limited in time, I'm just going to jump right into it. First up, Married at First Sight, Season 12, Atlanta, on Lifetime TV. Who want to go first?
That's valid.
Ro, why you side?
Girl, because you already know my feels. But go ahead. Oh my God.
Wait, now you pique my curiosity. I have to hear this.
Right,
Okay.
Ro, go ahead.
Okay, so Married at First Sight season 12. I've been a diehard Married at First Sight. Just I won't say participant. I feel like I'm a part of the show. I don't think I'm just watching it. I feel like I'm a part of the show. But this season, I will say, I feel like they almost purposely picked people that didn't match, weren't gonna make it through. It just felt like it was a setup from the beginning. But I was really paying attention to just how I'm gonna look at all things black and just how the black females in the show just really seemed to have to change themselves and just maneuver around who they were, as black women because of who they married, just sight unseen. Specifically, we all know the struggle with Chris. It was just like seeing Trisha, don't close your eyes. Like, seeing a man who was purposely just like out to get another female, just to be that self-centered, was just hard for me to watch. I mean, each episode was just literally hard for me to watch. My heart was literally breaking for her. But at the same time, I had to let myself as black women, when was she going to stand up and say something? When was she going to stand up and just, be who she was internally and not let this man run over her? And we have to be accountable for who we allow in our lives and who we allow, to do, to love us the way that they say they're loving us. And she just did not have the accountability for me. And she became like, first I was a fan of like, oh my God, why is he treating her like this? Then I became like, sis, you're asking for this. You have 2 legs, a mouth, like, get the fuck out. What are you doing? And God said that me and God are gonna, and I'm like, God don't want you to hurt. God don't want you to go through. That's not the God I serve. So I don't know what you got going on, but So I only have to take 2 minutes to it don't even take 2 minutes to say, this season, I think they kind of could have kept it a little, I just wasn't really happy with how it went, because it was a lot of devastation. I've never seen a season with that just much hurt and turmoil, especially just on one couple. It was hard to watch. Yeah.
Cool. Jessica?
Okay, so I applaud you because I was never a Married at First Sight fan. A friend of mine, 2 friends of mine, one of mine has been a hardcore fan since day one, like you. And then the other friend, she found it on Netflix. So I've got the 2 of them like this in my ear, like, you have to get on Married at First Sight. You have to get on Married at First Sight. Fine. So the only episodes I can get a hold of were from season 9 on at the time. So I began from season 9 to season 12. So I have a little bit less insight than some. I'm pausing because people are talking in the house. So I have a little less insight than some. However, based on what I'm seeing, there was a lot. I mean, absolutely a lot going on this season here. And from what my diehard friend said, they changed up a lot this season that didn't happen in the previous seasons. Like, for instance, at the reunion, even though we still have part 2 waiting for us, they never brought in the third counterpart. This is the first time we're seeing the parents and such. They never had the separate interviews where they would do the ladies in one section and the gentlemen in one section. She said they really switched up a lot of things this season. I'm personally thinking, as a producer, following behind the COVID season, you would want to switch up a few things here and there. I actually liked that season. I'm gonna go back because I didn't get a chance to watch it fully through. I watched it in pieces, but I actually, like to say, talk about everything black. I like the couples that I saw on there, and the fact that they're still together, I think, is a beautiful thing. I'll comment on Chris and Paige here briefly because, I mean, you said it all, sis, but I think one thing we seriously have to take into consideration, it's not an excuse, but I do think it's a contributing factor, that they were in Atlanta. There is a shortage of straight black men in Atlanta. So there's not many options out there, which makes it seem like in Paige's case that it's like an extra level of desperation, but really it's not. It's a shortage of men in that particular city. So that's just my intake on it for now.
Okay, let me go ahead and drink my water because
Oh my God. Let me clear my throat. Go ahead, girl.
I want to start off by saying that I blame you both for the extra points on my blood pressure because of this damn show. Okay? I've seen parts of previous seasons, but this is the first season that I watched from start to finish. And I don't know if that was a good or bad thing yet. I don't know. Overall, what I think of the show, well, I am for whatever you have to do to find love. If that's what floats your boat, rock on. But if I'm going to marry someone on first sight and he doesn't check off everything on my list, I will become a widow on my wedding night, period. I do agree with some of their methods, but there's a limit one person can take. This season, we watched a beautiful, intelligent black woman get broken to the core, where it overshadowed the journey of the other couples who were in the process. The damage we witnessed was despicable. As a producer, you should at least practice some level of morality. You have a job, yes, but to do that job does not mean reinstate abusing black women. You need to be fired. How can they watch all of that footage and choose not to act is just as bad as everything that Chris has done to Paige, in my opinion. Why didn't her family have an opportunity to respond and be involved? Why was it so important for her to be alone in this form from the viewer's perspective? If Paige was of a different race, it would not have been played the way it did. Everyone else had friends and family show up from time to time except Paige. Why? And we still don't know where's her damn breakfast from the morning after the damn wedding. So, I mean, they had sex twice. She hella hungry. Where's her breakfast? So that's what I have on it. Then I was listening to Ms. Butt.
Good.
All right, if I will, we know. I mean, come on now. We know why she had to go through this process alone. If we recall, she had two men walk her down the aisle. Her
I said that.
And her cousin. Had they been involved, Chris would not be walking today. Okay, he might be paralyzed someplace. Okay, and if I might dig, because I'm the one who likes to dig for tea later on after the episode.
Yes, she do.
So
she be having all the good tea.
From what I understand, the way I understand, and this could be allegedly, when he went to go get her breakfast, Billy, when he came back, if you recall, he said he had a panic attack because he wasn't attracted to her. You had a panic attack because, from what I understand, the baby mom's side of the family found out that Joe was at the hotel. It was coming to smash homie. Ooh. That's why you had a panic attack. It had nothing to do with Paige at all. Oh. Now, again, this is all allegedly.
Wow.
But which makes it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes it worse. Instead of saying, look, I'm scared for my goddamn life, you know, whatever, and that's why you ain't getting no bacon and eggs, you turn it around and say, oh, it's because of you. Even though I had sex with you twice, it's because of you why you ain't getting no damn hash browns. I don't get it. I don't get that. This dude, it was incident after incident after incident. You never got over the previous incident before he bring on another. Like, she had...
But how much...
Go ahead.
No, I'll just say, but how much of this, in your opinion, is really Chris's fault? I mean, really?
92% of it.
Why? Why when there was never a gun? I mean, I'm for you now. I think it's despicable what he did. I think a man should be able to know. He made it seem like even in the reunion, like it was just happening in slow mo, and he just had to go back and watch and go, "Oh, I did. I said I did that." He was so surprised at himself. I'm like, you knew what you were doing when you were doing it
along the way, every
but
step
I
of the way.
just have to feel like I don't know why he gets 92% and she only gets like the rest of the percentage as far as being responsible. No one was forcing her.
I'll say 80-20.
Okay.
Because, like you said, they did come a point where it was like, okay, Paige, you're asking for this because there's only but so far I'm gonna allow you to bring the Lord into this before you have to use your own actions and be responsible for your own actions. And that's on his part too. Talk about, you know, I'm sorry and I'll apologize, and you know what did he say? I repented. Don't nobody care about your repenting. That's between you and the man above, okay? We don't care about that.
That's right. And I'm with you, Trisha, when they were talking about her being by herself, because when he left her on the plane to go back to Atlanta, they should have cut her out of the show. I think
Yep.
because all we got to watch after the next 3 seasons was her in pain, alone.
Utter pain.
Why are they playing that game when he decided not to go back with her? They should have just had a conversation. It looks like he's just not, no. But they let that continue. They let her move to the apartment by herself. And we're watching her go to these events with the other couples by herself. They just kept pulling. And I'm like, why?
Yep.
They should have just cut it then.
So I'm going to say 40, 40, 20. 40 for Chris, 40 for the producers, and 21 Paige.
And 20 for her.
You know, because she's still grown and she, you know, she made her decisions. But at the same time, I can't give her a high percentage because she was bamboozled. She was hoodwinked.
Especially by the show.
By the show and by him. And I feel like I don't care how necessary you needed the ratings. You broke this woman, and she's going to have to relive this for the rest of her young life.
Yes.
And that
when
is
she cried
not
on Decision
fair.
Day, my God,
Yeah.
I felt that. When she cried on Decision Day, I was like,
yeah, you could tell she was physically hurt.
She's hurting. She's
She
hurting.
was physically hurt. And Jessica, you mentioned something about your disappointment in Pastor Cal.
Yes, I did.
Pastor Cal, I expected more.
Yep.
But that Pastor Dwight, though, Pastor Dwight was ready to go. I think Pastor Dwight was ready to go ahead and like, remind him
Pastor
about
Dwight
that life.
fine. I'm just gonna say
He
it.
sure
Pastor
was.
Dwight kinda fine.
He was fine.
He came back with that beard. I said, my God, who is this?
Listen, come lay those hands on me, okay?
Heal me, please.
But yes, I've had my disappointments when it comes to Pastor Cal, because why did it take Dr. Vivian and Dr. Pepper to put him in to call him out on stuff? And especially when they had their one-on-one session, it was just you and him in there. That was the time to stick it to him, black man to black man.
Light him up.
Because that's when he really said the most vicious crap.
But wait, but even when he met with his with his pastor and his other and the
Homie,
pastor's
yeah.
other colleague, the other colleague just sat there and waited to the very end before he gave him his peace of mind. He just didn't want to hear it. You know, sit up there very rude on his phone.
his phone.
If you recall.
It was bad.
So,
Horrible.
no.
But Pastor Dwight was looking good at the thing. I mean, he came in there
Oh
with his
my
Harry
God.
Potter. He had on that Harry Potter blazer. I said, "Well, you come through then."
I know. He was like, I love you, brother. Then the next man, he was like, you're not gonna talk to me like that, my nigga. Like, I was like, he went from pastor to look homie. You not.
And listen, did you see his face? He's like, "You want to do this? We can do it in the parking lot." Why?
Yeah.
Why leave?
Right here.
Oh my God!
like,
Yeah,
he
that show.
forgot-
It was a.
he forgot that
I'm glad it's
collar.
over.
He forgot
We
that
got one more.
collar.
But wait, can we also address the fact that I don't know if you're aware of this, Ro, that at Decision Day it took Paige 6 hours
Yeah.
to get to like, okay, you know what? For
Yeah.
my own mental process, I'm gonna have to say no,
6
honey. That should have
hours.
taken you 6
That
seconds.
bothered me. That
6
bothered me.
hours.
Though. Why 6 hours?
And it only took him 60 seconds to get her to change her mind.
Yep.
And that was horrific to watch. And just
That's crazy.
I was
It
so
was sad.
mad.
Me
Like,
too.
but I couldn't throw nothing on my TV because I can't afford another one. So
Bro, I cut the TV off, cut it back on. I gotta do this. I'm committed
what I'm
now.
saying?
I'm here.
But see, that's where I was most proud and most happy of Dr. Vivian, because she called him out on
She
it.
did.
Like,
She
she
did
couldn't
that.
take it. She couldn't take it.
and you're
She was
playing
triggered.
with us.
She was triggered too. She was
She did
triggered.
that.
Like,
She did.
it's like how much of you, like, you know, forgive my French, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was like you've been feeding us shit all season, and we've been eating and swallowing it. No more.
No
No
more.
more.
Yep.
No
Yep.
more.
No
Sad
more.
to watch.
She did.
So we're
It
gonna
was.
give that a rest. We have one more episode, the reunion.
The second part of the reunion.
Is
yeah.
this a norm? They have parts of the reunion too, like
They've done that. They've done that.
Okay.
They've done that.
But
But
this was the first
but
season.
Jackson, you're right. The way they're formatting it, I haven't seen it done like that before. Like they had his mom come on. They've never invited a parent. They've never separated the couples. So I don't know why they felt it was necessary to do that. Probably just to heighten our awareness of-
entertainment.
Yeah. Well,
Because
yeah.
whoever
that is the
edited
keyword.
the show, they had a ball. They had a ball editing the show.
But I
You're
was
right.
under the impression that this was the first part 1 and part 2 for reunions.
Was it? I don't know why I thought episode one of the seasons in the beginning, because I watched it from the first season, did that, but I could be wrong.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, the Underground Railroad on Prime from Academy Award winner Randy Jenkins. I'm gonna go first on this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't
Go
need a
ahead.
whole lot of minutes. Overall, I am totally disappointed in this show. I had very high expectations because of 2 words: Barry Jenkins. But the way that shit ended was embarrassing. There were so many holes in the storyline. What happened to Grace? How did Mabel die? Did she die? We don't know. Where's when Ridway was telling Cora how Caesar died, why didn't we see it? The way he said he was killed, we should have seen it. He could have been lying just to hurt Cora. If you can show us how a captured slave killed himself by starving to death, showing us how Caesar was tortured shouldn't have been far-fetched. But we can see the evidence of a mom killing her twin babies and herself right after giving birth because she didn't want them to become slaves. We can see that. But we had to tell, I don't get that. Too many holes in this production. It started off very strong to me, but it ended like everybody just got tired and lazy. Some of the accents were off. The directing was sketchy. There was serious, unnecessary drags that made no sense. When you think of the Underground Railroad, you instantly think of Harriet Tubman. Knowing there wasn't a Tubman character was not a problem for me. It was about what the title is, the Underground Railroad. But I think the time was before Harriet Tubman took reign. If it was during her involvement, then why wasn't she even mentioned? The main character, everybody died around her. She was all over the place in emotions. I could barely keep up. She would go from scared to bossy in seconds without any damn build-up. It was like watching a Lifetime movie. Sorry, Lifetime. But outside of Joel Edgerton and Aaron Pierre, who were beautiful, by the way, although Joel needed some work on his accent, and if he's going to become that type of character, he needs to go all the way. Because I was seeing moments where you can tell he backed down in his violence. I get it. But outside of them, I was very impressed with the Homer character, the young boy. It was a very sad and very scary thing to watch that young man live, the life that he was living. But it was well executed from him. But what happened to him? What happened to him? He just stayed in a cave with a dead white man on his lap. I don't get that. I don't understand how he just killed a grown man single-handedly the day before, but he couldn't fight Cora. I don't. It was too much. At least try. They were the same damn size. But anyway, the ending was so not what it could have been, and that's why I'm disappointed. Sorry, not sorry. I don't see a season 2. But if there is a season 2, it better be to make up for season 1.
The season 1. Wow.
That's what I got.
Wow.
Do you mind?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay. So, Billy, just so you know, you was getting cussed out all kinds this morning just for making me go down this road because I decided to watch episode 1 so to be nice and fresh. Oh my Lord, you want to talk about triggered? I had to turn around and watch something just a little bit more jolly just so I can be a little bit more nicer for this presentation today. Starting from the opening scene, okay? When my lady's giving birth, Barry. We've seen this over a lot of times. We don't really need to see that no more. Although I can appreciate it, especially when we're the ones telling the story. The in-your-face trauma is there. I feel like when stories like this were told in the past, it was all often sugar-coated. This is in your face. The trauma is there. There's no escaping that. I'm wondering where you're saying the holes are. If maybe that has something to do with COVID as to when they were filming it. And now there's some holes there that are empty. Or knowing Barry the way that he is, he might just be doing that purposely and filling those gaps come season 2 and just leaving you hanging if he decides to do that. That's, it's not far-fetched. He could be liable to do that. Mm-hmm. I do appreciate the aspect of the actual Underground Railroad, and they emphasized that on episode 1, which we've never really seen that before. So I'm like, okay, I will admit, I'm confused. How do you do a movie like this without including Harriet Tubman? But Harriet's story began in Maryland. They're in Georgia. So that might have something to do with it as well. Also, you got to keep in mind, I think everybody's going to be a little bit more critical for this. And I think Barry has to anticipate this because you're going up against Underground, which I haven't met a person who did not like that.
Black and white. So
exactly. That's why I didn't even put in race. Anyone that I know who watched that show, they loved it. And giving it from that viewpoint, Barry had to know, we're gonna compare this to that. And starting from episode 1, even though they're completely different, I'm like, okay, I like where you're going so far, but I'm still liking Underground better. Like so far, I'm still liking Underground. Still pissed that no one's picked that up or even attempted to, go into the next season or what have you. But all in all, this wasn't typical Barry Jenkins. But I'm also trying to look at other factors involved, and it's okay when directors step out of their realm. It shows us their range a little bit.
Well, he shouldn't have, because his range was off. It was off on this. Like I'm telling you, the accents alone was distracting. Like, wait a minute, honey, say that one more again. It was. What, bro? Did you saw it?
So I did watch episode 1. My point of view is totally different only because I didn't watch all of it. So I can't really give a broad, view of it because I didn't watch everything. So I did look at it a lot from a writer's perspective, since usually when I watch a movie, I'm looking at it from like, what was the screenwriter thinking when they were writing it, creating the shots, and literally, and I wrote this down because this line really got me when, what was it? Was it, Massa's, what was the first, the guy who was the slave owner, not the brother that died, the one that didn't die. He was Master Thomas, or
Ridgeway.
Was that him? Yeah, and when he was talking and he said the nigger is a mighty cunning breed, that stuck with me in that conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
From episode 1.
Episode
and
1.
They were talking about, do you believe there's an underground railroad? He was like, why would you believe that? And he said the nigger is a mighty cunning breed. And that just, I don't know, that powed me to write that, because they used the word breed so much. And that it really almost gave you this animalistic feeling of how they really portrayed us. Mm-hmm. I as a writer, I can see why they use that word. Mm-hmm. Breed, that's nothing. When you think of breed, you think of an animal. You're not thinking of a person at all.
You think of livestock.
You think about livestock, and they always did that. I think what I appreciated, and I'll talk about, because y'all were really good on what you didn't appreciate. What I appreciated from what I saw was just the authenticity of just how it was shot. I thought there were some beautiful shots there. And whoever decided to do that in the ugliness that was really happening just amazed me. It was hard to watch the ugliness transpiring when the shots were so beautiful. Like they had, especially in the scene when Cora was talking to Caesar in the beginning, and that scene where they were standing by the tree and how pretty it was, but yet they were talking about, I got to get out of here. I mean, you're looking at slaves in these settings, through each scene in these settings, and that was just like, I don't know, just the reality of that. So it being so authentic, and then it being so authentic on the flip side by the brutality of it, it was almost too authentic. That beating, that burning scene, that, oh my God, I was just like, Lord, help me. And when they showed that little boy staring at him, the guy who he got burned, the slave, that imagery of that just stuck with me. It just really did, because that's just more branding. That's just more branding of you're nothing, just to remind, and children were seeing this. So yeah, I do plan on finish watching. I would like to. I know it's a book too. I would kind of want to read. I would like to read it, because sometimes people don't do the books justice. Sure, and I'm a voracious reader, so I would like to read it. But I don't know. It was very heavy. When I finished watching that first, I tried to go to the next one, but it left me feeling heavy. It really, really did. So.
And I think that's what he wanted. And that's what made me keep watching it. That's what made me binge.
Right.
Because I wanted, okay, so you want me to feel like I need to go kill somebody? That's what you want? Because you're succeeding. You're succeeding here.
My God, yes.
But, I mean, and you were right about the imagery. When I'm thinking of the first episode, when there was a shot that went from the burning body, and then it went to the slaves that were watching it. And then it was a very slow zoom in to Caesar and Cora, and yet you can hear him scream, whatever case may be, and then it went down to his hand, and he held her, touched her hand and said, "It's time."
Yeah, it was very emotional.
Very, that was a beautiful shot. And then it was the shot that kind of was when the body was burning, and then the couple started dancing.
Oh my God!
Like it was celebratory, and it made me think of Antebellum, and it just. They were dancing like, it was.
Or what about when and this got me too, because, and I could feel chills just thinking about it, when he was burning and we saw him watching it as he was dying. Yeah. He was blinking, and you saw his last life, watching these white people enjoy their lives as he's dying. Mm-hmm. And that was our POV at the time, and I'm thinking, oh my God. So for me, because I haven't watched enough of it to really know, but just to see that the intent of them making this was to burn a hole in our own soul and be like, it worked for me. That worked.
Yeah.
It really. I mean, I was like this the whole time, just wanting to go
Yeah.
back in time and like just fuck everybody up. I'm sorry, man. That's how I felt.
Truth. It's the truth, and
It's
that's why
just
sometimes I wonder when it came down to certain films. It's like, okay, how much do you expect us to take?
that
Which
was
is
me.
why you
Yes,
have to come from a certain
yes,
point of view when you're doing these. And I
yes.
like the fact that, like, for instance, there's a reason why this is on Amazon Prime. You wouldn't last an hour with this in the theater. People
Nope.
would walk out.
Would
No.
leave.
It's too much. Exactly. It's
It's a
too
lot.
much to take in. So
Yes.
for that scene myself, I had to put it on mute because I'm gonna sit here and watch this, but I can't hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna sit
Yeah.
here and watch this. I'll put the TV on mute and I'm watching this, and I'm
Hard.
just sitting here like, you know what? I almost It took me back to Django Unchained. You know when they were sitting there watching
Yeah.
the men fight.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me right
was
back
hard.
there.
Yeah. It was.
It
heavy.
was hard to watch, but also when you're thinking about it, I felt like it was a reminder of how far we've come, and to see. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna say that because I'm gonna say that on the next film thing. But
Okay.
it was a reminder to see how far we've come, and every episode, because it was just as it was, strong and strong and strong and strong, and then towards the end, it like just jumped off the cliff, and I'm thinking, but you had me, you had my emotions, you had my soul, like. Wait, what are we doing? And
Right.
that's why I'm disappointed, because you were on this path of reality, and it just went into something else that it did not have to be. I just was disappointed. I was just disappointed. You started
Wow.
off on this plateau. Why you didn't keep it that way? Why you didn't end
Yeah.
it that way? Because you had so much material and leeway and to do so. So why did you let it end like that? I don't
Right.
get. I really tried to get what he was getting at, but I kept nope. You trying to convince yourself of something beautiful that's not beautiful. Like
That's not.
that's why I felt. That's how I felt, and that's what I'm gonna leave it as 3 stars. Damn it. 3 stars. Okay, next up, them, them, also on Prime. Who wanna go first?
You can go. You watched all of it, right?
Yeah,
So do you want to go first since you watched?
Okay.
I didn't watch all of it.
I watched all of it. I told you I had to watch it again just to make sure I did see what I saw. Yeah.
Oh, so it must have been okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was.
Billy,
Yeah.
can I just say something before
Yeah.
you do that?
No, go ahead first. Go
I'm-
first then.
But I'm gonna go first. But I'm gonna need you to see a therapist after all of this because there's no way that you binged both Underground
Thank
and them
you.
and are just sitting here saying no. And
No.
I say that because I couldn't get past the first episode of them. Okay, without giving any spoilers, there is a very, very,
No spoil.
very,
This is review. We talking
Yeah,
about it.
go ahead, give
Go
it.
ahead,
And I
give
did.
it.
I
fine.
saw
There
the
is
first
a
episode. I saw
very
it.
a traumatic. The level of hate that is drawn towards Black folk
Ugh.
has never been more emphasized than in the only other movie I could even compare it to, which I had to give to my cousin to warn her. I said, "Do you remember Beloved?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember Beloved." I said, "Yo, times this by 5, times Beloved 5 times Beloved times 5. You got them." And that was only episode 1.
Yep.
Okay, to see what they did to that baby, that wasn't just to get to that woman. You needed to end that life right here. You can't have another nigger running the earth. So we're gonna end it here.
Just for sport.
I can't. I was like, you want to talk about how much you could take?
Yeah.
I'm not leaving my house today.
I didn't want to
My
leave it
niece
last
is
night.
gonna go to the store for me. It's best for me to stay in this house because I'm gonna want to stop the first white person I see just on GP.
On site. On site.
on site.
You know what? So with that, you finished? I'm sorry, I didn't even cut you off.
I'm done. I'm done. And unlike, I'll go back to Underground Railroad before I go back to them.
Wow.
Okay, go back to them, right?
Them.
So everything about this series was stellar. They took me through every emotion, even emotions I didn't know I had, and I've been Black for a long time. The actors, all of them were so damn good. All of them. It was hard to watch, but also hard to not watch. Some of the B stories left me feeling homicidal too, but that was good. What I liked no, what I loved most about this series is it left me not wondering what happened next. Everything connected. Everything connected. The storyline, the actors, the direction, the fashion, the kids. It was raw and accurate, and I thought it was going into something like Us, but no, 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 no. No, like it took me into a whole different direction that left my jaw on the floor. They gave fitting backstories to backstories that made sense. And it was wonderful to experience as a filmmaker. As a black woman, it was torturous as hell. It hurts me every time to be reminded of how this world sees us regardless of the time period. One night I spent an hour just watching my son sleep after watching them, but it was honest and absolutely necessary. I give it 5 stars. I have nothing bad to say about this series. Nothing. Damn it, even the fonts were on point. Just everything. Everything about it. Everybody involved in its production deserve an award. Everybody.
Awesome.
Everybody.
Awesome. That's
So
good.
that's what I got on it.
I wish so like I haven't watched it. I watched the first episode yesterday and got into the second episode, and when he threw the pie against the wall, I was like, okay, I need a break because I don't know what happened, because they put them back to North Carolina, and I'm like, okay, something is about to, you can just feel it. It's one of those shows where you feel it building up and you almost like have to brace yourself and be like, okay, what's next? What's happening? I definitely, with the white women sitting out there with the music, that scene, how she stayed in the house looking out the, because now, I'd be like, what we doing? Who first? Like, what's going on? But just to know we couldn't do that back then. Like, it was something in us that kept us, quote unquote, in our place. It's so frustrating to watch now, knowing that I know what my place is, and so did they, but they still weren't allowed to. And it just, again, just a reminder. I found myself asking one question as I was watching, like, who are these movies made for? Like, I know they're made for us, but just really, when they're making movies, producing movies, directing movies like this, like, who are these movies? Who are they trying to touch? Who are they trying to remind? Is everybody appreciating them in the same way? Like, I just kept coming up with questions like that. So I'm definitely going to finish watching it. I don't know. I probably would finish watching that before Underground Railroad, because I know there probably won't be any whipping down to the flesh and no burning. I'm sure. I mean,
Well,
I know there's oh, well, I don't know. Now, look at your face. Oh my God, is there going to be a whipping scene?
Yes.
Please.
it's going to be a torturous scene,
Oh,
which made
no.
it was. I'm telling you, when I say the backstories made sense. It was like we had to see it. That's the beautiful thing about this show. We had to see it, and they showed it. It made sense for us to see it, and that's what I
Yeah.
loved about the whole storyline. The direction of this of the story was stellar. It was, yeah. It's I think it's episode 8, 9.
Where it
It's
really
towards
is.
the end though, but
Yeah.
it was like, oh, everything full circle. Everything connecting. Why this family? Why black people? Why it was all being answered, and I loved it. And not the fact that
Wow.
we were being like how we were being treated, but how the
Right.
story was being told. It was honest
Has
from
been told.
everybody's perspective. Even the white folks across the streets that didn't want the black people in their neighborhood because
Right.
our forefathers, our forefathers. Okay, well, let's talk about to your forefathers. Fuck them. Like it was
Right.
that. And then when they took us to the forefathers, we see why y'all ain't about shit now. Like it was
Right.
good. It was a good build up for everybody.
For everybody,
And
yeah.
it didn't just tell the black family struggle wanting better for themselves and whatever. It even told the stories of these white families how they were dealing with it, how they were battling accepting a black family in their neighborhood. Some of those families were, I felt, was honest and necessary to watch, because people as a whole, specifically white people, do not like to be reminded of how they treated us. And I think
Right.
it's necessary. I love the fact that them used the time period that they did, because that wasn't that far ago. And
Right,
yet, when they
exactly.
say stuff like racism it doesn't exist, nobody, because this just happened 5 decades ago.
Right.
The fact that the way they did it and then how they connected it to the 18th century, beautifully done. Beautifully done. And I love everything about it. they let us know there's going to be a season 2. Even if there's not going to be a season 2, it better be a season 2 because of how it ended. I need a season 2. I need a season 2. It was good.
Girl.
It was so good. It was so good. And yes,
Wow.
it is hard to watch, but it was good.
But I think that's exactly piggybacking off the point that you make and answering your question, Ro. I think that's exactly why they chose the time period that they did, and I think that because it wasn't that long ago, and I think it's more directed to. It's the storylines are definitely for us, but I don't think they're made for us. We know the story for most of us. We know our history, most of us. I think, to be honest with you, I think it's for white youth. To iterate to you whatever is told in your household, this right here is the real deal. I need you to watch this. And that didn't really occur to me until I watched I don't know if you two are familiar with Judah and Messiah.
Yes.
That's
on my list.
Okay, so we can talk about that. I won't say too much about it, but I will say this. By the time I got to the end of that film, I felt like young white kids need to watch this.
Need to watch it.
Like we don't need. We'll talk about this around the dinner table. Like our kids are gonna know about this story. White kids need to watch this. Like I would show as a professor, I would show this in my classroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need
That's
to
a
see
big
how
thing.
Pawpaw really was in his teens.
What? Right. Right.
You know.
No, I
yeah.
agree.
And not just them. Like the higher ups. Like we still have things in buildings, administrative buildings, and all sorts of things that are named after J. Edgar Hoover. That should not be. This man was not the pillar to put up, and as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I also like I said, the different aspects of the black family's journey, like in corporate America, in education. It was so much. It still had that horror story-ish, feel to it. But it was like, but what next? You know how when we was watching Lovecraft, and even though that's a sci-fi, but it was like, and it was hard to watch too. But but what next? But what next? That's what them did to me. That's what them did to me.
Yeah.
But see the difference, and I think that's the only difference with Lovecraft and why it was so attractive to folks, because that sci-fi part made it bearable.
Yeah.
It did.
You knew it was hard to watch, but I gotta see more. I just gotta know where you going with this. What in the actual hell is that?
Right.
Can I get some type of explanation? Okay, yeah, we got that next episode. Okay, cool.
Right. No, I agree. And I think too, when they make movies like this, and I ask myself, like how often are we gonna, I don't know. I think it's a phase sometimes where they go through, they're making black movie after black movie. And when I say black movie, I'm not talking about Tyler Perry movies, and not offensive to Tyler Perry. I'm just saying like that. I mean, historically made black movies to evoke some type of emotion out of us. I just feel like, for me, it helps me get a little bit more educated. I don't know how many movies I've watched where something was said or something was done, and I'm Googling it, like, did that really happen? Or why, how did I miss this? Why wasn't this taught to me in school? Just things like that. So it helps me become more educated, as a black woman myself. So it's a lot. Though.
Yeah,
I think
one particular episode I could think of when you saying that made me think of an episode in Underground where when they entered North Carolina, and there's the scene in when they're entering North Carolina. Well, when the white man was hiding her, whatever, to go into North Carolina, and he did not want to take her in North Carolina. We didn't know why until we got to North Carolina, and it was they did not want black people in North Carolina. Period. Not even as slaves. Period. And they literally had an aisle, a road of hanging black folk to let you know you're not welcome here. If you're caught here, this is your destination. The town that's in North Carolina that's part of this story. They didn't have no black people, and who they used for domestic workers were the Irishmen.
Wow.
Yes, the Irishman, and when that happened, wait, hold on.
Is this real? Yeah.
Let me make sure I saw that part and heard the accent. Let me make sure
I
heard the accent. It did that, and I was like, that made me. Let me go and see how accurate this is.
Yep.
But see,
and
that's
it is
the part
true.
That's the part that I love when we tell our stories, because we're definitely some
The
more of a
real.
historic aspect to it, and the real, but
Yep.
more of a historic aspect to it, to which we would not have known in the
Exactly.
previous movies that are shown when we're not telling the story.
Yeah.
Right.
And the sad truth is that, and it's not just and going back to youth, not just I know for some black youth, because it was told to me from some black youth that they didn't know. So if young black youth didn't know, you know damn sure that white youth
They
did
don't.
not know about Tulsa until Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then Lovecraft just showed you. Let me show you what it looked like.
Oh my
Oh,
God! When that
yes,
scene came on
yes.
Lovecraft, it probably took me about 3 hours to stop looking into information. I knew it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know it like.
Yeah, because
I
I
didn't
remember
know
us
the
talking
dynamic.
about it, and you were like, "They really had planes."
I was losing my mind. I was like, oh my God!
Right, and then you think, who has access to planes?
I could not believe
The
it.
government.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah. Oh my
Yep.
God.
And it just makes you more frustrating for us to live in the period of time that we are, and you still don't want to pay these people restoration.
I know, right?
You
The
swept
country
it under the
can't-
rug.
the country
First of all,
can't
you
afford
denied
it.
it. Hold on. Oh, I don't give a damn what you can afford. You denied these. You denied that it even happened for years. Now we
They
show
true.
with the proof
True.
and put it in full movies. So now you can't deny it. Now you want to issue out all kinds of apologies and put up museums and acknowledgments now. But you want to talk about no money. No. Damn your apologies. Damn these museums and all
Pay
that. I want
me.
to talk about the money.
Pay
Yes,
me.
you pay.
I
Because
should
there are
pay
still people-
no
there are
taxes
many-
for the rest of my life, and I
Or
think
my
no.
children,
The
yeah,
next
or my
two
children,
generations.
you know,
Right, my
and
next
I
two
think the
generations.
darker you are, the more money you get.
But no, we gotta be serious about this, because there's
We gonna
still
put an
people
end
in
to
Tulsa
colorism, damn it.
that are still alive.
Yep.
Their families should be taken care of, because had that not happened, they best you believe they would have been taken care of today.
That's right.
Boom.
And the
Boom.
sad part is that Tulsa wasn't the only one.
Sure wasn't
That's
right.
I think
only
that
what
would-
we
it
know
might have-
of. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even so much what they know. If you go, you sometimes I feel like you don't even have to go dig. Some of the stuff is right here at our fingertips now. They had the one in Atlanta, I believe that was in 1906, North Carolina, before
There's a
after the
city
fact
called Tennessee that also
Look at that.
it was a
Ten-
black-owned wine vineyard.
Wow.
Yes.
See, I need to look that up. Okay.
Did you even know?
It came up in Underground Railroad, and I was like, let me see. Let me see. Let me
So look at
see.
that.
Yeah. It was,
And
and,
I
it
find
was
that
like,
funny.
okay, what we doing with this? And then what he did with it, I'm thinking, you motherfucker, this what you did with it? Like, it was, I'm telling y'all, if you do watch the whole thing, be drinking. That's it. Be
Oh,
drinking.
you expect people to watch this sober? Are you kidding?
I watched it sober. I mean, I drunk after, but I watched it sober.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through Madam C.J. Walker's movie sober. I started sober, and at the end of episode 2, because that I binged, I started sober, and by the end of episode 2, when she had that run-in with Booker T, I said, okay, if I'm gonna get through the next 2 episodes, I think I'm gonna need me a drink.
You're gonna need all of it. Yep. Yep. We watching all these shows where what the fuck is like every other sentence.
And it's one thing, it's not that it's not painful either way,
Yeah.
but when it's done by our own,
Oh yeah.
it just hurts that much more.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why one of the films on my list to review in the future episodes is one that is absolutely necessary for us to talk about, and that's the United States versus Billie Holiday on Hulu. We'll talk about that at another episode. But
Why? Because your name is Billy?
no, because she spelled hers with an E. Get it together. So, but I love it, and I'll explain why. But like you said, when we're telling our story, it's so important for us to be as accurate as possible, and that film did that.
Wow.
It did that, and I'm so eternally. I mean, I always been a fan of Lee Daniels, but he just added a little bit more points on my charts for him. Doing just that. Even Oprah had to talk to him about it, you know, like, because he did a good job. He did a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I want everybody to
Listen.
see it. I need everybody to
Listen.
see that film.
Listen, just the fact that Diana Ross gave him his justice due for that speaks volumes, okay?
Yes,
Especially she did
she
the original
did.
Billie Holiday.
Yes, she did. And when you see the film, you'll see why.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
So
on my list.
that's the end of my show. I want to thank Ro and Jessica for joining me today. If you agree with anything that we shared, let us know. If you don't, let us know. Be sure to follow Ro and Jessica on their social media platforms listed. And because these women are doing the damn thing, doing the damn thing. So, and also don't forget to like Women Are Talking on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and tell a friend to join the conversation next time. Until then, be safe, be smart, and thank you for your time.
I,
And that's it. Okay, so we did 47 minutes.
okay.
And we were supposed to do 27 minutes.
What?
Well,
Yes.
you could chop some of that down.
You
First of all,
know,
you could
that's
chop-
2 episodes. Shit, that's 2 episodes. I just gotta figure out how I can add it to
Put
2
Married at
episodes.
First Sight. Put Married at First Sight by itself, and then put the other two together.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna see
'Cause
how.
they're kind of talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Batman Underground are more,
Yeah.
know, tied.
Yeah. Okay.
You could put Married
Yeah, I
at
can
First
do
Sight
that.
by itself. Oh well, shit. If that was the case, we could have talked a little bit longer for that one.
We can now.
because we didn't get into the other. We didn't get into the other couples.
We
So let's get
didn't.
into them.
Okay,
get
quickly
into 'em.
because I got to get ready. So quickly.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Where's your
Oh, that's
question?
right. She got a
'Cause-
heart out at 3.
Okay.
So no, I'm supposed to be in the car driving at 3. So luckily my clothes are laid out and my makeup is laid out.
Oh, okay. Jacob and Haley, go. Jacob and Haley.
We knew from day one they wasn't gonna.
Yep.
She made it perfectly clear that she did that. The attraction just wasn't there, and that was okay. I felt like he tried a little bit more than she did, and he put a little bit more effort. I think after their 1 month anniversary, yeah, he checked out after that.
I agree. Yeah, I think he literally did everything she asked him to do as far as changing. He changed his diet, he changed his clothes, he changed the way he was talking to him. He was very apologetic, even though he seemed to be apologizing too much for me. Because if you gotta apologize that much, then something's wrong. Why are you always sorry? But yeah, I agree. After that 1 month anniversary, I just think he was just, his face was like, I'm done here. So yeah.
And then you got to remember, he is he was their age gap. I think something she never took into consideration. She just looked at it as, he's an older guy, he's stale and he's stuck in his decade. No, honey, he's actually an experienced man who can do all the bullshit that you're putting out right now.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly.
he checked out.
Agreed.
Jessica,
Totally
you
agree.
said that she was caught in the lie in the beginning when they were in Vegas.
If you could recall, when they were on the honeymoon and she told him she's gonna go hang out with the girls, they're having a girls' night, and he found out later that the guys were there too. I think one of the guys called him and was like, where you at? We're all down here hanging out. She purposely did not do that, and then went to see someone else. That was true. When he called out, she just flipped it out. She just flipped it on the other side and put it on him. Something that, again, he apologized for the way he came at her. She never apologized to him.
Never.
Even if you wasn't going to meet somebody, you purposely did not tell him that the couples were meeting downstairs.
Yep.
And that was wrong. So I was looking at her at a side eye from the side since then.
Yep.
So who was the dude she went to go see? How come we ain't see that person?
Well, we'll see part 2 at the reunion, and hopefully we'll find out then.
No, we won't, because she's very sneaky.
Yeah, but we got Kevin as a host, so he'll do his homework.
Oh my God, he be digging.
Yeah. I'm like, so how was the sex? Go ahead and clarify.
I was like, oh my God.
We know how
was
was the
digging.
sex. We know.
And his lips couldn't be poked out so hard when Chris was talking. He was like this the whole time, like. No matter what Chris said, he was like, okay, yeah, and I was like, he is like not having it.
When
I was
he
uncomfortable and I didn't even do nothing.
When he said all of your answers are well rehearsed,
Yeah,
I was dying.
He was done.
Because
He
I'm
was
like,
done.
is this a
Let
pageant?
him have.
And Chris thought he was getting a compliment. He was like, I'm like, you're not getting complimented here. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Kevin was reaching. He was reaching, and it was so like evident. He wasn't even trying to be subtle about it. When he's asked about, we're going right back to Chris and Paige. But when he asked about, well, he did ask Haley to clarify if she want to like recant the referring to giving the impression that Jacob wasn't that pleasing when they were together, and she said no, there's nothing to recant. I said, girl.
You couldn't even give him the respect of just letting us know that it wasn't that whack on the
Well,
national
no,
television.
now I'm a firm believer that if a dude is whack, it should be known, cause he don't need to be walking around talking about some he big Willie when you really small Tom. Like,
But he
no,
never did that.
No, he
Jacob
never did that. No, he never did
Never.
that.
So he
But-
didn't deserve
No,
that.
right? He didn't. He didn't deserve that because he never went around with that big dick energy.
No.
but
No.
she
He-
could have
he-
at
He showed us
least
who-
she could have at least said, "I don't want to answer that out of respect for him."
Right.
Thank you. I
She
feel
could
like
at least said
Jake-
that. Cause her
Jacob
humor
and
to
Eric-
me
I'm sorry.
is sketchy too. Her humor ain't all that funny. As she ain't as funny as she thinks she is. She really not. She's shady as
no.
fuck though. She's shady.
He
as
showed
hell.
her who he was from day one. He
Say what?
showed her who he was from day one. He's like, I'm a simple dude, I'm a techie, I'm a geek, and I'm stuck in the 80s. And I like steak and eggs.
Yep.
And every
Steak and
meal.
eggs.
A little
was
too much
very
beef and
simple,
coal in there,
very
homie,
simple.
but that's it. Like, there's nothing wrong. What was the problem?
Yeah.
His humor.
Yeah. Yeah. No, her
And-
whole
and then
job,
when they-
her whole
and then
job
when
was
he
just to
dressed
put him
up,
down.
And then when he dressed up, it was like, okay, Jacob,
Yeah,
look
he's
at
a
you.
cutie.
Looking guy.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
nice
a
looking man.
cutie. He is a
Yeah.
cutie. And then maybe the dick was just whack for her. It may not be whack for the next woman. You know,
Exactly.
or maybe she was the one that was whack and he ain't let
Yep.
her know. Because really if he was, whatever, why you ain't bring the beast out of him, boo? But that's me. That's me.
Well,
that's
remember,
that's
she
me.
said, well, we know because she said she was drinking, so we know she was a little intoxicated.
Maybe
We don't
she
know
was
that
the one that was whack and he just
right.
gave
We
you
don't know that he was intoxicated,
he-
so
yeah.
Right.
And he just
Right.
gave you whatever. Like, come on. Sitting there, I just don't like that part of her.
I'm
She,
glad they didn't stay together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't stay-
together.
for him.
He deserves
For
better.
his-
Yeah, I said he deserves better. He deserves
For
better.
him, I hope he get a second. Do they do that? Do they give second chances? Do they let people come
I
back?
haven't seen it. I haven't
Okay.
seen it. Yeah.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
messed up. They owe Paige a redo.
They do.
They owe her she should get a whole season,
By herself.
by herself on like make it a bachelorette type shit. Like I don't know,
Yep.
like something.
Yep.
But she is owed something. Cause that's just
How did you feel about Ryan and Claire staying together?
boring.
I was shocked at decision day.
Boring.
I was shocked. I did not
sure.
think that they were going to
For
stay
sure.
together.
For sure. I was shocked too, for sure.
Yo, he be killing me with them
Nah, he killed me with the rights. Right,
Right?
sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I get it, but make up your mind. Get it out.
It was crazy.
And then you know what I don't like about them? I mean, they're a cute couple, they're a nice couple, but one of the things that annoy me about them is it's like everything isn't perfect.
no,
can't be.
exactly.
And like,
It's a 10.
be realistic, honey.
Yep.
You just met this dude. There's no way
Yeah.
everything is going well. And then cut to
Nope.
you crying crying and screaming with the girlfriends because all he
'Cause
wants
he's
is a
not having sex with
BJ.
you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
come on. But when you're talking to the experts, everything's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's just, no,
Yeah.
it's not. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out.
She went from that bubbly flight attendant to I don't know what, and I was saying that previously that every woman on this season to me seemed to just change, except for Haley. I mean, I don't know what was. Nobody really even recognizes who.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about.
We
But
don't know
everybody
her.
just- we don't know her, but everybody else just seemed to change their personalities to kind of conform to the guys. Because even Brianna, as much as I love I love them as a couple. I know I didn't really see her as bossy, but she seemed to calm down just a lot. And I wasn't really happy with her staying with him, but with the reunion, it made sense because he was very apologetic and maybe he was able to see what he didn't notice he was doing.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense then. He was like, I was overreacting everything we were seeing, and he had to just, notice that later. So they probably will be okay. But when she said she wanted to stay married to him, I was like, he's a big freaking baby. Like, I don't know. He just seemed really spoiled to me in a lot of the instances, I mean, I don't know. I
Well,
don't
she
know.
said she want kids, so she'll start by raising her man.
Yeah. Right? Ouch. Burn. Boom.
Well, see, my thing is, I was just terrified. I'm not terrified for her. That was the wrong word. I am. I cocked for Vincent from the salsa dancing when he got a little all up in arms about that, to the demands when you, in my opinion, ain't really bringing that much to the table, but you demanding a lot.
Yep.
And then, I'm sorry, and we all black women here.
Say it.
Go ahead.
if
Say it.
If he had cut your hair,
I don't care what color man you are, but see, a black man wouldn't do that because he know better. If
Yeah.
you bring scissors to my hair, we're done.
Yeah.
period.
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 I don't know
cannot
what
sleep.
he
I
was
would be
smoking
sleeping with
that
my
day.
one eye open for the rest of my life, not knowing the scissors. I'll be treating you like you said, treating him like a child. Don't go nowhere near the scissors. Stay away from the crazy food. All of that.
The horses,
The-
the salsa lessons. Just stay away from everything.
well, the horses, I'll give it to him because at least he did it. He complained.
I was afraid he wasn't, but he did do it.
Yeah.
He did do it. So I let that go because it was like, okay,
You
at
let
least
it
he
slide.
did it. Right. At least he did it. Now, in terms of Ro, what you were saying about how the girls had to conform a little bit, I do agree with you. And for a piece of it, I wasn't really feeling it. But the one I did feel like it helped and I did like it was Virginia. Because from day one, I felt like this is a cute couple because the attraction was there. It was instantaneous.
Immediate.
So I was like, I like this couple. He's a little older. She's a little younger. But it could work. They just got to meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they can meet in the middle, y'all got this. And that meant that there was going to be some conforming on both parts, which
Yep.
means, and he had to conform a little bit, but he was willing to compromise from day one. And I like
Yeah.
that about Eric. Virginia,
Oh.
okay, I get it. Boo, I get and she's 26.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nobody took that. I'm like, are we not taking this into consideration? She was not doing anything that the average 26-year-old shouldn't be out here doing. And I was not going to get mad or judge her for it
Right.
at all. But yes, honey, you are a married woman.
You're married. I was gonna say that.
So,
You're
but
married.
your husband,
And you signed up to be married.
Be married.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. But also when she explains her background, where her parents did not show the example of an ideal marriage or even
Right.
a decent one. Okay, so that might be a little fucked up in her head right now, and she admitted that.
She did.
However, and you like to party, honey. There's ways to work around this. You fortunately have a husband who is away a couple
That's
of
when you
for a week a
party,
month. You party
right.
like it's 1999, girl.
I never
And when he
understood
gets
that part.
back, it's all about your husband. That's
Right?
it.
That is so easy. Yep.
So easy.
So I was like, come on, y'all can meet in the middle. Yeah, there is no need for y'all to be sitting up here arguing about where y'all gonna live, where the dog's gonna be at. Like, and what is it with folks and their dogs, Joe?
I don't know. And she had cats, cat and dog. Girl,
Yeah.
girl.
So I never really known them to be quite harmonious like that. But if
Yeah.
it works for you, it works for you. And
When
then
she was like, when he told her he had allergies and she was like, just take some medicine. I said, oh, gangsta.
I was so
Oh, she
yeah,
gangsta.
that was
yo, listen, it's like
Yo, she said, take some medicine.
listen,
I
it's
was
either
like-
that or shave the cat, one or the other. Like, I mean,
right. Yeah, that was. But I agree with you. I think there was no way for her to stay the same and for them to work it out.
No.
There was no way.
No,
she
like-
definitely needed to conform a little bit, and
Yeah.
she did, and she was willing. And I was hoping too, because it's like, come on, Virginia, it's not that what he's asking for. It's not
It's not that
hard.
much.
And
No,
it does not
it's
mean that
not,
you
yeah.
cannot do what you want to do. You can. You just got to be flexible. So
Twitter,
you
but
can't sleep
Twitter
on your
ripped
friend's
into
couch
him
when you
though.
get drunk.
Twitter ripped into Eric. They kept
Yeah.
saying he was controlling and that he was. They never let up. They
Because
were
of
like,
his
"No,
delivery.
And
Because
I
of his
peeped that a
delivery.
little bit too. But
Yeah.
I tweeted one time like, okay, Eric, just take it easy a little bit because I felt like he was being a little.
It was his delivery.
It was
Old-fashioned.
delivery,
It wasn't
yeah.
even so much the delivery. It was delivery, yes, but he was also being old-fashioned with the ways like, no, you're my wife now, and I will not allow this, or I don't want this. Whoa, dude, take it easy, okay?
Yeah.
This ain't 1950s. You
He's
can't.
using all the controlling
like that.
words. to
He was
scare
using all the
women, yeah.
controlling words without
Words.
Mm-hmm.
realizing how it's landing. Ain't
Right,
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't get that controlling vibe from him inside.
Me
and
either.
I
I didn't either.
Right,
I
and
didn't either.
I
I think it
don't-
was fear, just fear.
Yeah.
Right.
I really think he really feels like he has a prize.
Yeah.
You got this cute young girl, and it's like I couldn't have landed her on my own. You know,
Right.
thank God the show gave her to me, and I think a lot of it was just fear of I'm a loser. I gotta demand that she doesn't go anywhere, and it wasn't. Virginia was not having it. She was like, I will hoop on your ass.
And remember, he said I was married before, so I've been here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I know where I messed up before, so I kind of don't want to go through this vibe again. He
Yeah.
always said his career in the military with him being away was always an issue. Where in this case, it might actually work for you.
It might
'cause-
work because she wants space. She wants the
Right
space.
there, you go,
Yeah.
and you'll have it, and that space I think will help because she'll miss him when he's gone.
They should have just called you, Jessica. They wouldn't even. It would have been all right if they should just called you. It would have been fine.
I said, listen, I just said to myself, like, Virginia, like, let me and I'm sitting up here looking like, yo, she's the youngest one. Why are none of these sisters like
Helping
pulling her
her.
to the side?
They were
and
agreeing
helping
with her. Nobody was really being honest with each other during
Yeah.
this. Even with
Mhm.
Paige.
Oh no,
I-
except with Paige, they were very honest with Paige.
They were
Yeah.
kind of honest, but I've never really heard anybody say, "Girl, why are you still taking him back?" I want to hear
Brianna
that.
did.
Did Brianna say that?
She didn't say it in the text. She was just like, "Why are you still here?"
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, I wanted to see somebody say, "I want you to let me go help you pack your things, girl." That's what I wanted to hear. Let me help you. When you gonna be home? Because I'm gonna help you pack. All right, you.
Yeah,
Well,
but like they
at
said
the
at the reunion they said
They
that they
wanted her to
wanted
figure it
to,
out.
yeah, still let people go through their
Ugh.
own relationship, which
My
is fine.
God.
But at the same, I'm telling y'all, if y'all do this damn show, I'm going to the damn wedding, and if he even come out, even if he look left and he ain't supposed to be looking right, it's gonna be no, no.
They gonna be like, "Why Ro didn't show up at the honeymoon hotel?" I'm like, "Oh, my friend said she gonna be. You want to hear see what she said?" I'll be holding my phone like, "This what she said." He said, Mm-mm.
No, it's not. Because, I mean, even the wedding day, I felt that's when people felt Paige.
Oh my, yeah, yep.
Her friends should have represented. Her friends should have stepped
And they
up,
didn't.
and they did not. They just looked at him
didn't.
like, you said that out loud. Like, and
Yep.
but no one spoke to her and let her know that. That's the part that mind-boggling to me. Y'all supposed to be
Billi.
her closest people, and you're
And
letting
Billi.
her,
Nothing.
and you're not even telling her what's going on.
Yep.
Now think about this from a producer standpoint, and I thought about this long and hard all season from the producer standpoint. They probably have what do you call that, an NRA or something? Not an NRA.
With
NDA?
NDA. They can't speak.
They can't say
Bull.
anything. Maybe
Bull.
Think about it. What else would prevent you from saying
telling
that?
your
Bro,
friend.
how long we been friends? Let somebody tell me I gotta sign a contract not to tell you something. Really? How well is
You
that
ain't
gonna
gotta
go?
tell me.
Listen, I wouldn't have said. Listen, I wouldn't have said
Your body
nothing.
language.
I wouldn't have said nothing. I just would have said, "Billy, my car's parked around the corner. Let's go."
No, I just would have looked at it and
Now.
say something not right. Something don't feel right. So her face, something don't feel right. You would have had to say nothing.
I like.
just
Listen,
would've-
There's
I'm
no
going
way.
to start the car. I'm pulling
way.
up the front. Just come in and jump out. We out.
We
That's all
out.
I would have
I
said.
know,
You don't
I
need to say
know.
no
The
more
minute
after
you
that.
see me take off my shoes, you know something wrong. You know something wrong. Cause there's no
And
way.
think about that. And I think the same thing about Paige when it came to her people being around her. They probably couldn't. That don't make for
Probably
good
couldn't
TV.
say anything.
Because trust me, if one of my brothers came on this show to give me advice, mind you, at this point, her and Chris already broken up.
Yeah,
And he comes to give her advice or whatever the case may be. Her brother was a little too calm.
he was.
Way
on that
too
on that on that
He
couch for
was.
me.
way too calm. Way
And
too
I think
calm.
there's a reason for that.
Because the producers did
probably-
not want Paige to be saved.
They didn't.
Damn
Agreed.
bastard.
Listen, I'm not worried about Paige because somewhere out there was a man watching this show like,
And
oh my
saying,
God, please,
"There go my queen."
please let him mess up. Please keep
There she
messing up,
go.
okay? And her DM is going to be flooded. She just got to pick the right one.
And she's
Yep.
in Atlanta.
Yeah,
That don't mean they coming from Atlanta. They might be trying to take her out of Atlanta. Like
that's right. Get her somewhere else.
Listen,
Yep.
That's why she need her own show so we can see that shit. So we can
Yep.
see. So we can
I would
see
love to
happen.
see it.
Me too.
I would love
Listen,
to see
whatever
that.
they do not put like if we might just take a quick sidebar here because I don't watch it because first of all the title alone to me was disrespectful. The Unmatchables.
Oh yeah.
Stupid. That
Yeah.
was desperation.
That's what I was gonna say,
Production
as long as-
desperation. Stupid.
That's what I was saying.
on
As long as
stupid.
they don't, I was like, as long as they don't put her on there, we good.
Yep. I agree.
Because she was completely matchable. She is.
She
truly
was.
matchable.
She was.
Just not
She
for him.
is. She
But like I
is,
said,
yeah.
I think between COVID, maybe a lot of folks didn't show up, and yeah, the eligible, the lack thereof eligible straight men in Atlanta, I think was a factor. Because think about it, and Billy, you and I talked about this in New Orleans. They had 2 or 3 black
had
couples that they found in
2?
New Orleans. You telling me you came to Atlanta and you only can find one interracial couple? No.
Yeah.
Somebody right here. No.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
It could have been, a small turnout. That could have been, but they
Yeah.
could have
Listen,
waited
the
too.
new season. Well, the next
They
season
could've.
was to go into. Well, no, this was the perfect time waiting COVID for you to get ratings. We're at
Oh
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they
That's
couldn't. They
true.
can't wait. We got to get that content. Why you think we just know they're going to Texas. I still don't know what city they're going to come July.
They are
Yeah.
going to Texas. I don't even know if I don't know if I'm going to be invested. Like this season just kind of took me out.
Yeah,
and
it
I
took
was
me
like,
out. And Jessica, you want me to watch Australia? I don't know if my blood pressure can take any more.
I know.
Oh, please watch Australia. First
I
of all,
haven't seen it.
Australia, I
but-
think is way better than America. And there, my thing is, I don't hear nothing about Americans no more because you said you've been watching the show since day one.
Right.
Has anybody got down to the bottom of the aisle to someone and then said, "Oh, I'm just here for the food and the drink"?
Oh, I saw that one.
Oh
I
no.
saw that segment. I saw that. That was
Another one-
hilarious. I ain't seen the
Another
whole
one got to
episode.
the-
I don't know what happened before. I don't know what
I
happened
said,
after.
oh
But I
no.
saw that
I said,
part. I was dying. It was funny. It was funny.
I said, no.
And she not
Diaz.
even
Like,
cute.
how about her? Neither was she.
She not
Neither one
even
of them
cute. She's far
like-
from it. Far
I
from
said,
it.
how about
I gotta
how
watch
you
it.
doing? I said, how about how you doing? How nice to meet you? Something
I'm
like
only
that.
here
No,
for
a
drinks
straight.
and
I'm
the
only here from
food.
the food, and then said it to the audience. Said it to the audience, the members. I'm only here for the food and drink, y'all. Then another one in the exact same show in the same season gets down to the end of the aisle. My guy had a eyebrow ring. She said, "Yeah, remove the brow ring, please. Not even please, remove the brow ring. Not even hi, how you doing?" To introduce herself, she gets to the end of the aisle and was like, "Yeah, remove the ring."
Oh,
See?
did he do it? Did he
No,
do
he
it?
looked at her like, "Hi, I'm Sam."
Hello.
Yo,
But I think he knew because I think we all kind of. I only saw it because I have subtitles on my TV.
Yeah.
But I think he overheard them say like, "Oh, she's not gonna like the ring. She's not gonna like the ring." When he heard the bridesmaids talking.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of just turned his head and he heard it, and I guess he just shrugged it off. But when he gets one thing not to like it, it's another that be the first thing that you address
Say,
Yeah.
when
yeah,
you get
that's
to the
just
end
rude.
of the aisle. Like, damn.
That's just rude.
So again,
and you
I'm
want
like,
me
I
to
don't
watch this? You
I mean,
Yes, I
I'm
do,
already
Billy.
like this.
Yes, I do because you think you see you laughing at the first one. You are. I like drama TV. The drama.
I like
Over-
script television.
down and
I like
under?
a story. I like a story.
Well, listen, there is one couple on there. Well, there's two, but one couple on there. I'm in love with their love. I am,
Aw.
and they keep me coming back.
Yeah,
Okay.
they try to do one or two that they feel like will really make it, but they have to give us a show. I mean,
But there's three
because
couples on
of
there
what
that I
it
think
is
that you'll like.
that we may like, yeah, but
Yeah,
they
three
know they're
couples-
gonna have to
there's three
have
couples
some
that
drama.
I like, but one of them I'm completely in love with their love. Like they are head over heels in love with each other. It was definitely like some love at first sight. I looked them up now, and then we're behind on the Australia one. I guess
Yeah.
how they released it to us because theirs on season 9. I think now where they just released to us season 6. So I
Okay.
went and I looked at that couple. They're still married and they just had a little baby boy.
Aw. Okay.
So yeah, so I'm gonna keep. I follow both couples. I'm gonna keep following
well,
them.
how
I
about
love it. So,
this?
yes,
When I clear
check out
everything
Australia.
on my list on Netflix and Prime, I'll watch it.
You'll watch it.
they
Okay.
may not be
Let's
on
watch
better
it.
point. That's gonna take too long.
She's like,
I got on
tonight.
demand. I got on
How
demand.
do you think
Yeah,
Listen, don't wait too long, okay? I want you to see this specific season.
yeah, we have to watch it, Trisha, so we can do what we do. Me and
Yeah.
Trisha was up Wednesday nights howling for about 3 hours.
Listen, my
hours.
friend,
It was hard.
throwing at me. I'm on my way home. I'm like, hurry up, get yourself home. We need some-
I had a reminder on my TV. It's like popping up. It's time. It's time.
See, I have two, so I look forward to Wednesdays and I look forward to Thursdays too. because
Yeah.
they do
I
Australia
have
on
to check
Thursdays.
it out. Yeah, the
I
Australian
like
one.
it, and plus, it's nice just to hear them talk. Their accents are amazing.
Yeah,
I
their
bet.
accents are amazing. I do
I
like
bet.
their accents. But the the plastic visuals is too much. They do a whole
Ah.
lot of plastic
No,
visuals.
not even. Not even there. Here.
Oh, yeah, that
Oh.
stuff
Like,
too. Yeah, it's hard to watch.
That's what you seeing on there, yo.
Yeah.
And they go in on them on Twitter. That's all they keep talking about is like, yo, what's up with the lip injections? And y'all be getting those for free over there? 'Cause
Everybody got one.
And it looks hard.
Baby
It,
mama.
it doesn't look good on television. These
No.
women don't realize
Two-
that part.
two of them is giving Julia Roberts and Meg Ryan, not Meg Ryan, what was her name? Melanie Griffin a run for their
A
money.
run for their money. Oh, my
Wait,
God.
Melanie Griffin got big lips?
Have you not seen Melanie Griffin?
No,
Go look up Melanie Griffin.
I don't
First of
think
all,
I want
it's
to.
more than just the lips, man. She ain't a girl no more.
I don't think I want to. That's all right.
Yeah.
I take
They-
your word for it.
I guess, Julia Roberts ain't that bad, but
No.
it's just the upper one for her.
Is it-
Yeah.
For Millie Griffin, yeah, she did the whole shebang, but top and bottom.
She did it all. She did.
That crap
yeah.
look good for the pictures, not when it's moving image. It don't look good for moving image. Like,
Well, listen, you see, what was it with that movie? I love that movie. What was the name? First Wives Club.
First one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that movie.
I love
First
that
of all,
movie.
first of all, you got Goldie Hawn, Diane Keaton, and Bette Midler.
Such a
You're not
good
gonna get a
movie.
better cast than
Classic.
that.
Such
Comedy.
a good movie.
Classic comedy.
Do you
I
remember
love it.
Goldie Hawn's lips look like in that movie
Yeah.
when she got done? She's like,
Yeah.
"You're the beauty, man." Like,
Yeah. That is such a good movie. Yeah.
It sure is. It sure
Yeah.
is. Yo,
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn was the shit. Like,
yeah, she still is. I
She
love her
was
to
the
death. I
shit,
just
yeah.
watched a movie the other day with her and Susan Sarandon, the Banger Sisters.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a good movie
It
on
sure
the low.
was.
That
Yup.
was a real good movie
It
on the
sure
low.
was.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, why would you doubt this? These are two Hollywood legends here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so now I really got to end this show.
Oh yeah,
Because we did a whole
And-
episode on Married at First Sight. Part
We
one
did,
and part two.
part 2.
Yes, we do.
So I'm going to end it here and make sure I know I shared the document with the list of the films. So check your email again to make sure you did.
I will.
If you didn't, let me know so I can double check what's going on. Because I
Okay.
don't know
Okay.
why you're not getting my that stuff. But yeah,
I got it now. I got the last one, so you're gonna have to give me the next send the next calendar invite for next Saturday.
okay. I got in. That one I didn't create yet. It's not
Okay.
next Saturday. It's the following Saturday.
The 5th.
Yeah.
The 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's it.
I'll be
So
ready.
thanks for coming, guys. Bye.
Nice to
Bye.
meet you, Jessica. Bye.
Until next time.
All right.
Take care.
And he didn't even come in one time and interrupt me.
All right, Jessica. I see.
Won't he do it?
We hear him though.
I know, right?
And I'ma hold you down.